This is the Grapple of Your Eye Show, episode 52, Raphael Dos Santos. Gentlemen, welcome to the Grapple of Your Eye Show. I have a very special guest for us today. Please welcome, he is a 5th degree BJJ Black Belt. He is a 4-time world champion and an internationally renowned referee. Please welcome to the show, Raphael Dos Santos. Welcome, sir. It is an honor to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, no, it is a pleasure, and I look forward to our chat show. Now, our first question that we always give to everyone that comes on the show for the very first time is, where did it all begin for you?
Right. Let's get back to 1982. I think I don't remember which day of the week, of course, but I tell you that I was with my mom. And we went to my grandma's house to have a tea, etc. And then I saw a judo suit with my ankle and asked my mom, can you take me to judo? And she said, oh, of course. And then I start from there, and I went for a few lessons with my ex-judo coach. And he said, oh, he's good. Give him here with me. He's going to be a champion. And that's it. That's where I am now. Judo and Jiu-Jitsu Black Belt.
Yeah. Can you remember anything about those lessons? Like the first time, like walking into a dojo as a kid, maybe sort of the vibe, the experience of it?
I do remember a few, but not really 1982. But yeah. I do remember after that, some competitions, because I done lots of competition judo, and Brad that you interviewed before, the Case family, we went to many competitions for the national teams. I went to national teams, out of Birmingham, out of England, in Birmingham. I was champion, lots of competition with them. So, but yeah, I remember few competitions from 1990, 1993. So yeah.
So when did it become for you something then? Because you're starting going to judo. You're a young boy. You've seen the suit, all martial art, and you've gone along to it. You've given it a go. When did it start to become something where you're like, actually, yeah? Because like you said, the coach said you were good. When did it become something where you're thinking, actually, yeah, this might be something for me, rather than just lots of kids get taken to different activities by their parents all the time? When did you suddenly think, yeah, actually this could be a pathway for me?
Yeah, what happened, my coach, my judo coach, he's very competitive, and he was putting a lot of kids for the competition, and I start to see that I was good winning competitions, and I see that that's it. That's my life. What I do best, compete, beating people. Joking apart, but yeah, that's where I think everything started. I was, wow, I'm good on it, and my mom, my dad, and my coach putting a lot of effort, and giving me a lot of support for this. You know what I'm saying? So was really. What happens,
about as you got older then? Because a lot of people, again, as kids, there's a lot of sports and things that people do in teams and martial arts and whatever. But then as you get a bit older into those teen years, sometimes the martial arts drifts away because you find other things you might want to do instead, shall we say, as a young teenager. So when was it? How was that sort of move for you? And also, obviously, as you get older, it gets a bit tougher because people are bigger people are stronger, and all that sort of thing as you grow up through the ranks, sort of thing. How was that for you? How did how did you find that? Was it more of a challenge? Was it something that you thrived at? Was it something you were happy to be doing? Because some people often
Yeah.
get to a point and then they go, oh, no, I've had enough
It,
now.
a good point, because lots of my friends were drinking, going to the parties, you see, and I was taking all my time to judo, to the competitions, and no smoking, because they were smoking, they were doing parties, etc. And I was
Yeah,
no, that's my life. My life is competition, competition. So if I would say now for you, I would say that that's good that took me this way, because my life was, growing with lots of good things and push me away from the bad things, you know what I'm saying? And put
yeah,
him in good way, if you understand what I'm saying. And
yeah,
yeah, I think that's took me took me part of you see, I'm still doing since 1982. So it's complete all my life. That's what I know. That's what I've been doing, you know what I'm saying? And this is what I do best, is teaching and compete. So yeah, I love what I do. I love that this took me this way, the martial arts took me this way, judo and BJJ. So that's, yeah, I think it
yeah. No,
pretty
no,
much
fair
it
play, fair
is.
play. So what about with the judo then? As you're getting older now, you're moving up the belts. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the junior to senior jump
Yeah,
is always a jump where some people thrive or some people slowly drop off. You know, you're doing that,
right.
you're still competing. What was that like moving up? How is the young you finding this? Is it something that, like you say, you're sticking to it, you've got rid of, you're ignoring the outside influences, which is a good thing.
Right.
But on the mat, how is that changing? Are you needing to train in certain areas more? Are you needing to get maybe stronger or quicker? Or how is
That's
your
a yeah,
game
yeah.
adapting as you're getting on?
Right. What happened? As I started winning many competitions, and
Hmm.
then around 1983, I started doing jiu-jitsu to get better in the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because judo is more standing up, taking people to the ground, right? And
Hmm.
jiu-jitsu starts on the ground, right? We do a lot of things in the ground. So I would like to be more complete, if you know what I'm saying, be more complete with my judo. So I would like to be good in standing, also in the ground. So I started to do jiu-jitsu as well. And then I fall in love with jiu-jitsu. And after winning uh, um, what's a U.S. Open, U.S. Open
Yeah.
judo in Fort Lauderdale, U.S. I said, look, I got what I want. I want to focus more on jiu-jitsu. And then from that time in 1996, I started more jiu-jitsu and put it all effort, all my life in jiu-jitsu. And,
What was it then? I mean, you can see it when you talk about it. Like it lights up your eyes when you talk about that change. You can see it. Like it done something to you.
yeah,
What was it that was different then? I mean, obviously we've got the what we talked about the stand up, the groundwork, right? But what was it in there that you suddenly? What was that moment where you're like, this is it. This is judo was great, but this
I,
is now I need to focus on this. What was that one thing maybe or a couple of things that really
yeah,
pulled you in? Because again, you've been training, dedicating yourself to judo for a long time now. So what was it that suddenly? It must be a strong thing to pull you away.
it's like, it's very complex, you know what I'm saying? You because judo is all right. You fight with the person. I'm not saying anything because I'm judo guy. I'm third
Yeah,
degree in judo, right? I'm black belt third degree.
yeah,
But BJJ Jiu-Jitsu is something different. You fight with the person, and you needed to be smart at a certain level, that you needed to trick the person to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? It's like a chess. You
mm,
needed to use, plus you need to be really, really fit, because it's a long period of time to fight. Black belts are 10 minutes, 10
yeah,
minutes match. It's a long time. So you need to know how to manage your stamina, you know, all the fights, if you're losing, if you are starting, if you're winning. So you need to manage all these things, you know. So that make me think, wow, that's really nice, you know. You need to be really smart with yourself, not just, you know, you yourself. Why? Because
So,
how
so
I'm gonna
what
win?
were what were you doing then? How did your training change then to get this sort of like get the smartness, get this fight IQ? Because obviously it's something you've noticed that you've come over from judo. You know, you're still winning and stuff, but there's other things going on with your
Mm-hmm.
competing. But suddenly, like you're saying, you're noticing this. What were the first things you tried to sort of put into your game, thinking, okay, this is, you know, like people say, it's like the human chess, it's the smart thing. What was that sort of moment or those sort of things where, okay, I need to do this first? I mean, a lot of people say if you read any book, you know, like year one of jiu-jitsu is survival. And then you start to learn
I
on it, you know, like the defense side and all that. What was
Yeah,
it for you?
yeah, exactly. So I put myself as a beginner. That's
Hmm.
it. I said to me, you know, because I was black belt, I was a black belt in judo,
Yeah.
and I had to put my ego complete in my pocket and say, look, I'm white belt in jiu-jitsu, and I'm going to start from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So I had to put it more days, and I had to put as well my ego in the pocket
Yeah.
because I was beat up as well. You know, jiu-jitsu is different than judo, and I had to be, you know, beginner. So I think that's make me all the time, coming to jiu-jitsu more times a
Yeah.
week, more time, make all the difference. That's the secret, I think. That's the secret. Show up in the class, and you're gonna be good. That's I think that's make me, you know, loving more and more and more.
Were there
I think
any
that
things in particular in those early years that were like, I don't know, different people have sometimes have different struggles with different techniques or different elements of it. Was there anything in those early years as you changed over that maybe were a bit more trickier or a bit more getting used to it compared to maybe judo? Like for me, because I did judo when I was in my teenage years,
right.
and unfortunately, I went the other way and went down the pub and didn't carry on when I got to that age. And then when I came back to jiu-jitsu, like for me, like positioning that, like because judo, like you said, very much stood up, whereas jiu-jitsu, and even now, sometimes I find that even after all these years, still you're still kind of like the positioning
Exactly.
for
Yeah,
me. That's
that's
something
the
I
thing.
still,
That's the thing.
yeah,
Yeah. I had it to change a little bit because I didn't like to be with my back on the ground, you know, because of judo. So I
yeah,
had it to complete, you know, change myself and say, look, I'm okay here. The playing guard is good, and I had to switch a little bit. So instead of playing more standing to be on top all the time, I switch and say, no, I think my weakness would be to be with my back on the ground. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be training my back on the ground, more guard, more arm locks, arm bars, you know, more that kind of stuff. So I think that's the thing. Yeah, I have to do that because we
excellent.
judo guys like to be on top all the time. We like to be in charge. Yeah, we like to be. Oh
Yeah.
no, I want to be on top. So I had to change myself to switch myself to go down. You know, to go with my back on the ground.
About moving that, 'cause obviously, you know, like you say, you're a decorated black belt now with medals and world championships galore. But like that initial going back, moving up the ranks of through jiu-jitsu, you know, how did you find that like at each belt? Because you know, like there's a certain time at each
Right.
and different things you needed
Um,
to sort of master to get up. Were there certain parts like, you know, where it was like it might have been it's a bit longer than you hoped it one, or it's a bit trickier, no, or just trying to get those bits down. What sort of challenges did you find? Because I
right.
think a lot of people
For,
sometimes they see black belts at the top and go, "Oh yeah, he's a world champion. He's done it all. It must have been easy." But everyone has certain things. What was it like for you?
right. I think that from white to blue, took me a long time, right? Because I was doing, as I said before, judo and jiu-jitsu simultaneous. So it was a longer time for me to get the blue belt. So it took me like a 3 years and a half to get a blue belt. And then from blue to purple took me a year and a half because for this long period that I was blue belt, white to blue, I was good already, you know. So they took me down. Oh, you're good to get the purple. Yeah. So the purple, I stayed like 2 more years, and then got brown belt just an a year, and then finally black belt. 2004, I got the black belt. 2004 was the year.
The big year. Excellent. What was it like then? Because again, some people will probably say, "Well, he's got his black belt now. That's it, isn't it? You're done." What was it like when you got? What did you learn getting your black belt? Because I think some people see it as the finish line, but obviously it's not, and you're still learning and growing. So, what was it like for you once you got your black belt? What did that mean for you?
I think that was like reach the top level because I was already black belt in judo, and then I got the black belt in jiu-jitsu. Was like a wow, that's it. I love it. You know, that's my goal for life. That's my goal. I want to be like that. You know, imagine you be good on standing, and then you be good on the ground as well.
You got your package that you wanted at the beginning, that you set out to do. No, that's really good. What about competition then? So I mean, you've done you started off in your local competitions. You've gone up to your nationals. Then there's like British championships, there's Abu Dhabi, there's Europeans as well. What is that? Because a lot of people now are worried to compete in general. Even the local competition up the road with a few hundred people, how it is, like the small level local competition. Some people who are partaking in judo and BJJ now, doing that local competition is a massive step for them to begin with. So before we sort of go into make like your competition journey, what advice would you have to those people going, well, I'm doing it to get fit, I don't need to compete, or I'm doing it for that, I don't want to compete, or it's not for me. What would you, or I want to, but I'm really scared about it. What would be your sort of competition advice from sort of your experience?
Right. I believe that you need to do a few local competitions, to get this adrenaline down, because competition is very, very much different than being in the training. You need to be a little bit cold, you know what I'm saying, with the adrenaline. Because some people, I know people really good in the gym, in the academy. They are really good. They beat everybody. They finish everybody. And then to get the competition, they lose the first match. It's something that needs to be inside of you. You need to first fight with yourself. So I believe for myself it was like that. Example, let's put it this way. If I want to compete again now, I'm 47, right? I'm retired. I'm not competing from now. I got the fourth world title in 2021, and I decide that's it. I don't need any more. I reach what I want. I have 4 titles, world titles, and I'm teaching. Now I want to spread jiu-jitsu, BJJ to everyone. I want to give what I know for the people, right? But if I want to come back now, I'm not going to get in the worlds now. I'm going to get local competitions to get again the feeling, to get in the timing, because it's not like this. Oh no, just come back, jump in the competition. That's it. No, you need to be ready. So you need to step by step get ready, get the feeling again. You understand the feeling, the timing. So so my advice, if people wants to get in the biggest competition, world championships, British, etc., get some local, get the adrenaline down, make sure that you're ready for that competition. I think that's the goal. Step by step, going down.
What about then when you then moved up? Because again, there's those other people at the other end of it who are doing all the local competitions, and they're all regionals, and they're doing their KO. And then there's maybe like the Europeans or the worlds that are coming out now. What's that step up like? What do people who are listening to this, what do they need to do to sort of be ready for that? Because local competition is one thing, but then obviously the level goes up. But How far does it go up? What were you doing to train to prepare for that compared to what you're doing normally?
Right. When let's say like this, when I wanted to win something big, I need to do something big as well. I need to do something that I know that my competitors, my opponents wouldn't do it, right? So I put myself in this situation that I even lose my marriage. Why? I have to split up with my wife because I wasn't home. I was I wake up in the morning, go to my physical train, all right,
Mhm.
and then like 8 o'clock to 9:30, I was doing my physical training, and I come
What
back
sort of
home.
things were in what was in your physical training routine? What sort of things are you doing to get yourself ready?
I can put it to you after that some highlights, but
Yeah.
basically was lots of cardio and circuits, right?
Hmm.
So lots of different Tabata training, Tabata.
No, I don't. No, go
No,
on, explain.
Tabata training, it's like a 20 seconds in, 10 out, 20 seconds in, 10 out. So makes you
Oh, okay.
thinking, yeah, Tabata training, yeah.
Oh,
So
well,
was
yeah.
doing that, yeah, because it's a lot of like a jiu-jitsu. I had a really good personal training, Kyle Wei from Cornwall. So I was
Hmm.
living in Cornwall at that time. You know Cornwall, right? New Key.
Yeah, no, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was living there, and Kyle Wei is the best for me. He put me in the edge, be prepared for the competition. So I was training in the morning, afternoon, and the evening, every single day. You know.
How many hours of time was that, do you think? What, about a couple of hours each session, sort of thing?
Yeah. So pretty much in the morning, 1 hour and a half. Then I went home, eat something, sleep a little bit. Got to 12 o'clock class. I was teaching, so 12 o'clock class. I was doing just for myself, just drills. So drilling a lot of situations for myself, a lot of techniques. And
Hmm.
then, which was 12 to 2, 12 to 2:30. And then in the evening again. So in the evening, it was just sparring. So I was doing like a 12, 13 sparrings of 5 minutes myself. So it took me as well about 3 hours. So
Yeah.
let's put it 5.5 hours a day, just jiu-jitsu, pretty much.
No, that's
Just
that's
get
solid
ready.
training. Yeah, like you say, but that is the sort of, but that is the standard you're going to be up against, isn't it? Like you say, that is the difference between your local comp moving up to like Europeans and Wales and
You
things
want
like
to
that.
be
Yeah,
average or you want to be on the top, you know what I'm saying? So you just
yeah.
want to be average, you're training every day, just one time a day. It's normal. Yeah, you go to the gym like evening time, evening time, you go like a 6 to 7:30 normal class, and then you're gonna be average. You can win local competitions, yeah, but you're not gonna win worlds. I'm sure that. For you to really win the worlds, you need to be training every single day, 3 times a day. That's it. That's the secret. You know,
No, definitely.
works
What
with
about
me, and
then?
I can tell that works with people.
Definitely. What about them? What would you recommend? Because a lot of people listening to this, I mean, there
Right.
are those that will be thinking of that sort of thing. There are the others that are, on like you say, maybe that mid-level kind of the average people. They're thinking of Wales. It may happen, it may not, type thing. But what should most people, if they're serious about their jiu-jitsu, what should most people in general just sort of be doing? Because obviously you've got your classes every week. Did you when you were just doing that? What's your sort, or even like nowadays? Do you have an off mat routine as well as an on mat routine? Is it for me now as I've got older? I'm a year older than you. I'm trying to
Right.
get more stretching in things like that now, just because
Oh yes, that's for
time's
sure.
catching up with me.
Yeah, we got Steve, right? You get old, you got
Yeah.
Steve. Yeah, but yeah, I would say that the first thing you need to show up to the class. There is no magic wind that you're gonna ping. You're a champion. You're a champion. You're a champion. There is no magic wind.
Hmm.
You need to show up to the class. Secondly, you know, if you go, let's say Monday to Friday to the class, and then hit up the town and, get wasted, you waste all your training from the week, right? So you want to be a champion or you want just to training for fun? That's the thing, right? Let's put it this way. You need to be, really in charge of yourself. You cannot just, no, I'm going to train Monday to Friday, and then Saturday I'm going to hit the town and waste myself, and that's it. Then I come back Monday again. No, it's not working like that. You need to put that things away. You need to make sure that you are focused on what you want, So that's my advice for the people that wants to be in there. Do it what needs to do it, what needs to be done to be champion. So if you needed to train Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, and get home with your wife, with your girlfriend, or you are single, put your nutrition nice, your sleep nice, your training nice, and then you're gonna get the levels up. Otherwise, you're just gonna be average. That's work with me. That's why I can tell you for sure that works. You need to be, restrict what you are eating, what you are doing during the week, what you're doing in the weekend. Otherwise, you will waste your time. You waste all your training.
No, no, I agree with that now. I wish I knew that when I was a bit younger, but I've learned it the hard way. Yeah, I've learned it the hard way.
I know. Yeah. But if they want to be there, there's no other way.
No, 100% on that. What you are training, like there seems to be two sort of schools of thought at the moment, to me anyway, of people training. There are people trying to learn 100 different moves, and then there are people trying to get 3 or 4 moves good. Shall we say, or different. What would you be recommending as a world champion and a coach yourself now? What would be that sort of strategy? Because sometimes I think you can, especially with YouTube and all the things that are on offer now. I keep saying to the kids, you don't realize we used to just have like a page in a book or a video that you found somewhere, and I think there's maybe too much, or you see something on one of the competitions and it's the triple flip over leg lock, grab that into
lots
that,
of
and
things,
and then you end up turning yourself into a pretzel trying to
I
put
know they want to do lots of stuff,
or just an arm lock.
I know.
What do you say about all that? Because there's a lot of that sort of coming into it now, where everyone's trying to learn everything, and I wonder if it's a bit overkill.
Yeah, I think that I'm old school. All right, I'm old school myself. So Jiu-Jitsu is getting really, really good and really complex. People are starting to train a lot and starting to create lots of different things. But the basic is the basic. You cannot do it. All the jumping around and all this stuff that miracles without know the basic. You need to know the basic. So I myself doing with my students first the basic. Look, you cannot have a house without the base of the house, right?
Yeah.
The base is everything.
So you need that foundation there,
Exactly. So you need to know first the base. You want to have a house, a beautiful house. One time I said to my students, look, let's put it this way. You have a little like a sand, all right? You have a sand, 2 blocks of sand. So one here and one here, right? So the first one, you just put in the sand, bing, 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 put in the sand. And he got this size here, right? The second one, you put in the sand and you take with it and you just put a little bit down and make sure that the base is really good. You push down and then you put it on top again and then you push down a little bit. So you make it stronger, Then just putting the sand on top. One day, the wind's gonna blow, so that one that was just putting the sand on top is gonna blow away. And the other one that was make it solid is gonna rest. It's gonna last. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying to my students. let's start from the beginning. Basics, basics, basics. And after that, everything is going to start linking together. Linking together. Basic to the complex. Basic and complex. They're going to link in together. Why? Because you know the basics. So they're going to come to you. You know what I'm saying? So the white belt comes to my class and wants to example, yeah, to learn a berimbolo, right? And I say to him, look, okay, you can learn, but you know how to do a sweep, one real sweep, basic sweep for me, scissor sweep. You know how to do scissor sweep? Uh, Scissor sweep. I never heard. It's a food. No, so that's what I'm thinking. You know, they need to know the basic first, and then they jump to the other levels for the techniques. That complex, you know.
You mentioned about like your students and that, and obviously you're coaching now. When did coaching become something where obviously you're competing all around the world? There's medals
Yeah,
galore, and
I have
and you've
teach
got your
as
black belt
well.
and you're competing. But when did you
Yeah,
think, well, actually, maybe this is something I'm into? When did that coaching element start coming into your mind, thinking, oh, maybe I
right.
should start coaching or doing your own gym yourself type thing?
Yeah, don't take me wrong, but not every competitor it's a good coach. All right, some competitors that I know they don't know how to teach. That's the thing. But I was teaching during all my career. You see, so I was teaching and training, teaching and training, teaching and training, using my own students as a training partner as well. Right. So this gives a lot of tools along this time, along these years. So I was thinking that in 2021, when I retired, I said, look, I'm going now just teach and not training anymore for the competitions. But the teaching, I think came since I was purple belt because I was doing the, the class with the other coach. So I was looking and help. So they
Yeah,
think I was absorbing the things. You see, I was looking the other coach and see, look, that style is good. The other style is not good. I don't like that style. So I was taking the good things and put away the things that I don't
yeah.
like. You see, so I was building my teaching along the way, along my career,
I like it. Yeah, that's good.
because it's just not, some young people now they like to compete a lot. They are really good. They are world champion, but when you go to the seminar, they don't know how to teach because they didn't get these things, the tools to teach. They got the
Yeah,
tools to fight, but not the tools to teach, if you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
So, yeah, along the way, I think since purple belt, I was putting all
What
in my
about
pocket.
them? What about then the bit? Because now you've got your own. You've opened up your own gym and that. Now, when did that decision come to think? Okay, I've been teaching. I'm part of this team. I'm in these gyms, whatever. As you've moved around and you've taught, whatever. When did that become right? I'm going to do my own thing now. Because I mean, that's a big step, really, because in a business sense as well as a coaching
Right,
sense. Because then it all
right,
comes onto your shoulders, doesn't it? It's
right. I have been doing, I have been teaching. I'm saying, all over the world. I have been teaching Brazil, US, Australia, Bali, Vietnam, China, Europe, of course, Europe. So, uh, but I said to myself after I I left GB, I was Gracie Barra. All right, I was Gracie Barra long time. I still have the Gracie Barra logo.
Mhm.
Uh, I was Gracie Barra, but when I went to Dubai to teach the armed force, I was invited to teach the armed force there for 5 years. I decided to go away from Gracie Barra and I started to do my own thing. I think that's where my team now, RDS Team UK, started. From that time, excuse me, from that time, I think from Uh, 2017, 2016, 2015, I started my own thing. Start my own team. I said, look, I'm going to work for myself. That's it. I don't want any franchise, any big name. My name is big now. I'm a world champion.
Champion.
I
Yeah,
don't need it.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I need the people to come to me. You know, and look, I want to learn with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think that's the time that started. 2015 onwards, I start my own thing, my own team,
And
RDS
what was
team.
that like then? What was that like? Did you sort of put together, were you just building what, because you were saying about when you, before you were taking bits and working out what you wanted to teach and what you didn't want to teach. When it came through, was there sort of a curriculum you had in mind, or was it just kind of following what you'd done before? Or was there, are there certain
Right.
things, you know, if I
Good
go
question.
to say like your gym, what's your strength through your curriculum that
Good question. Good question.
would help me?
Basically, because I was since was brown belt Gracie Bar,
Mm.
yeah. So I know the curriculum, all the curriculum for Gracie Bar. I took it, good things from them, all the good things, and I put my things on it. So I made my curriculum. I made
Yeah,
my curriculum. You see? So I took the good things from Gracie Bar because it was my school and they still in my heart. I love them, you know what I'm saying? I don't have anything bad with them. We split up in good terms. I said, oh,
yeah,
look, I cannot be in UK now because I'm in Dubai doing the teaching for the armed force. My gym is not gonna go away, not gonna go anywhere because I'm not teaching there, right? I
yeah.
put it as students. So I would like just to give him the Cornwall at I think it was a Grace Bar Cornwall. I had the name Grace Bar Cornwall. Yeah, Grace
Mm.
Bar Cornwall because I had another school like Grace Bar Cornwall. I gave away the name and I said, look, I'm gonna do my own thing for now. And they say, oh, okay, it's bad that you left, but we're still friends. We're still talking. We're still good friends. You know that is not bad
Yeah.
feelings. So that's a good thing. But yeah, talking about curriculum, I took lots of good things from them to put in the curriculum, but I took lots of things from me as well, for myself, all along the way. I took a look. It's going to be better this way. It's going to be better this way. So I'm putting my things as well on this. I mix
That's
everything.
good. As I say, yeah, no, that's good. It's good. 'Cause that's what it should be. I think
I
that's
think,
how
yeah,
you learn. Because sometimes there are so many. I mean, I'm a school teacher by day, and there are so many things that are very uniform in
yeah.
how we teach or what gets. I mean, like for example, every school, like for Jesus said, we have to teach Macbeth, but I hope all those different teachers have got their own thing on it that fit their students, that they can make it
Mm-hmm.
apply to
Yeah.
them. That's what the teacher should do.
And,
Yeah, no, I totally get that. That's
exactly. And you needed to be, as well, open for all the styles.
yeah,
Some of my students never going to be competitors. They want to get in the academy after a long day of work and just have a nice sweat out, learning
yeah,
something new. You know what I'm saying? And there are lots of people that wants to be a competitor. So you need to be ready to separate those things and work with different people.
yeah,
That's a good coach. You know, no, look, this guy I know. Look, this guy's a good competitor. I'm gonna push him away and do the competition training more. This my student. He's not competitor. He came here just to have nice workout, learning something new. Be fit. That's it. All right. So he's gonna do the curriculum, normal curriculum.
yeah.
So we need to be ready to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And so if people listen to this are thinking about like, like maybe branching into coaching or opening their own gym, what would be that bit of advice you would give them as they're maybe contemplating it, or maybe they're a bit nervous about taking that step and thinking, oh, would I be able to do it? Do I know enough? Do I, have I got the
Right.
skill? What advice would you give from your
Right.
experience?
Basically, first thing, knows the right location you're gonna open. That's the I think that's the key. knows very well the location that you're gonna open.
Yeah.
See if it's good for the trains, good for the buses, far away from the main road. That's the thing. Because people sometimes they want to get really quickly to the academy. That's the first thing. They don't want to drive so long to get in the academy.
Yeah.
Right? If it's too far,
Definitely.
then
Yeah.
no. So the first thing, the place. Secondly, I think you need to be ready to build the academy. It's not like in one day you're gonna get 100 students.
Yeah.
1 year you're gonna get 150 students or 100 students. You need to be ready to build step by step. Be ready to lose a little bit of your patience because oh no, my academy, what am I gonna do now? A lot of bills to pay, you know what I'm saying? So they need to be ready to invest the money, to invest the time,
No,
and don't give up.
yeah.
If you want to do it, don't give up, right? That's all about. You cannot give up. You need to do to yourself like, no, I will do it, and I'll do it, really love. You need to have love to do those things. You need to put it patient. You need to put effort. You need to make sure that you are into that. See, otherwise it's not gonna work. If you're not ready to do that, don't open.
Definitely. Yeah.
You know, you need to have a
So,
love, Brad. You need to have a love what you're doing. You need to have the patience. You need to put effort. It's not just the people now think that they're gonna open an academy now. BJJ, I'm a purple belt, I'm brown belt, I want to open an academy. No, man, it's not like that. Open academy is a lot of difficult for people. You work with different people. There's a lot of things involved around. You know what I'm saying? So you need to make sure that you are ready to take that big responsibility that is to open an academy. Good coach. The first thing, good coach you need to put in the academy. You need to filter the coach. It's not like, oh no, I'm gonna put this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. No, man. Make sure that you have a plan. First thing, plan yourself. Make it like a business plan. That's the thing, business plan. And then go from there. I think that's the key. That's the secret.
no, that's
I
good.
believe.
So, okay,
It's
moving on
it's
to the next one
myself.
then. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I think it's good advice because I
You
think
know,
there is now,
yeah,
and you see it, you get these things. They open for a little bit and then they're gone again, or then they marry to someone else and then they marry to someone else. Because I
yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
people, I think people, that they see the money train of it and they think, oh, we could do that, and then it's not quite what they thought, and yeah, especially with
Yeah.
the economy at the moment in the UK as well. So it's like, yeah, just be careful.
It's everywhere. It's not just in
So, well, yeah,
UK.
it's everywhere. Yeah, there's the world now, isn't it? It's just, yeah,
It's
yeah, you're right, you're
everywhere.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
what was I going to say as well?
eh,
I was going to say, yes, oh, go on to Carol.
no. I'm
Okay.
saying I'm in Brazil at the moment. Yeah, I'm in Brazil at the moment, and I got two job offers for me to teach. So one is Australia. I'll teach. I have been there already, so I have been teaching there. So the owner invited me again to go to Australia, but
Hmm.
I had a new US one amazing guy, Anderson. That's the guy that we're gonna open together one academy there. He invited me to go, so I'm heading to US, to United States again, to Boston, to open a nice academy there. Uh, Man, that's what I love, dude. That's what I love. Look, open another academy. That's what I love. That's the
Ah, it's
thing.
good. But it's good though, and
Uh,
but again, it's that sort of that expansion of it, and just like you say, the keep the moving forward with it all and spreading that. No, I think it's brilliant. Like I say, it is a challenge, but it's a good challenge. But
yes, I have been teaching all over the world. You see,
yeah, so I mean,
so
yeah, it's there to do. But how do you? Because I mean, let's go back to you got Judo Black Belt, BJJ Black Belt, World Champion, European Champion, medals galore. Then you've gone coaching, and because you're not busy enough, when you decide to start refereeing as well. So
oh,
how
the
does that
referee, yeah,
side come into it? Because you're
right.
an
The
international
referee is
referee as
funny.
well
Yeah,
now.
It's good to ask, that you ask me, because review was like that. Came like just to pay my trip. You see, oh, I'll go to the trip to the competition. I'm gonna referee to get some money and pay my trip. So it was starting like that. I was getting better and better and better and better. And then in Dubai, in UAE,
Yeah.
and was competition every single weekend, and I get better, you know, good, 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 good. And I say, look, I love to do that as well. I learned the rules in my mind. So good in jiu-jitsu, good in refereeing. It's like a matching. So if you know the rules, you can play with the rules under
Definitely, it's going
your
to
arm.
influence your
You see?
teaching, isn't it? Because you know all the
Exactly.
ins and
So
outs of the rules and everything. Yeah,
exactly. So I said, look, I'm going to concentrate as well in learning the rules because, man, some black belts, they think that they know the rules. They don't know. You would be amazing to see how when you refereeing, yeah, when you refereeing, and the black belt say like a stupid thing, he asks stupid points for you, you know, something that doesn't happen is not happening, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't know the rules and they think that they know. Oh my God. So look, for all the black belts around that listen to me, knows the rules before you tell him anything, because you know
Well, next
it's
question.
funny.
What did you learn as, or how did it challenge you, or what did you learn from switching to being a referee rather than a competitor? Was there something there maybe that you thought you knew and then suddenly like, oh wow, I didn't even realize that? Or were there certain elements you thought, okay, that's good? Or did it change your view of
I
compete in any way? Were there certain bits that you think, oh, actually, yeah, I'm going to do that now if I compete again, or I didn't think of
I
that, or
think
maybe something like that?
I think right. I don't think that's changed anything, but opening my mind.
Hmm.
You see, opening very well to the things that I thought that I knew it. You see, but I
Yeah.
didn't know. I said, "My God, that's the thing. That's the right thing." You see, so open. I learning more about rules. I put myself in deep in the ocean to know. Look, that's the rules. You see, and I
Yeah.
thought that I know, but I didn't knew. I didn't know. Sorry, I didn't know the rules.
Okay.
I thought that I know, but I didn't know. You see, so it's kind of this thing. That's why it's good to do some course if you have a time. Do the course, you know, for the all the black belts. Do the course. Go there. Try to deep yourself in the learning because sometimes it's gonna make you better competitor as well if you know the rules for sure.
Excellent,
It's going to
excellent.
give you an extra two for the competition.
Okay, that's good. What
I
about
would say.
then? Because since the sort of like the late '90s, well, now as you've grown through the sport, you've been there through the rise and the current like the initial boom of, or you're around now like the whole sort of the Gracie Mania kind of thing, where that from the end of the UFC through how that grew, and then as the jiu-jitsu boom has gone probably even bigger now. In now there's grappling competitions. There seems to be BJJ competitions nearly every weekend now, and tournaments and more
Mhm.
organisations and little small, super fights and whatever else. Now, how has that been for you as a coach and a competitor and a referee? I suppose you've seen this growth as it's gone along. What's that been like along the way? Is it better? Is it because some people would say it's better now because there are so many things out there? Is it becoming more watered down because there's so many things out there? Are things losing maybe meaning because if there's a competition every weekend, does it mean that they don't
I
mean as much than or there's some better than
right.
that sort of thing?
Good question again. As as I'm saying, I'm old school, right? I'm really old school, but I'm very grateful for the Grace family. That's why I have work. That's how I feed my family. That's how I travel all the world, and they know what's jujitsu. All right. So obviously there's a lot of bad competitions. I'm not gonna say any names, all right, any organizations, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Matters what we're doing now. We're spreading jiu-jitsu around the world. We're spreading the name of the family, Grace family. I'm very grateful that they had to do they had doing that. They have been doing that because they gave me work and for a lot of people as well. So I could travel, I could feed my family, you see, all because of jiu-jitsu is all around the world today. If you go to China, as I went to China to give a seminar, they know what jiu-jitsu is. They know, and they invite me. They take me like a wow, like a belt. Come and teach us. We would like to learn from you. So that's a pleasure, you know. So all those things that are happening today, listen to me. All those things that are happening today,
Yeah.
it's good for certain points, but it's bad when they do the bad competitions because burn the image of our sport. You see, so they need to be careful what they're doing because now jiu-jitsu is a big name. It's a big all around the world. So if you do a wrong thing, I'm not gonna say any bad names here.
That's right. That's
But
it.
if you do a wrong competition, your name is going to the mat. And jiu-jitsu name is going to the mat as well. So we need to be careful now, you know. But yes, I'm very grateful that jiu-jitsu is where it is at the moment. If it answers your question.
Like I say, there's a lot of opportunities there, isn't there, now from it? Like you say, all going back to that fateful night in Denver in 1993. Yeah, no, 100%. But what about yourself now then? Because like you say, you talked about the Boston thing. You know, you're world champion, black belts, judo, jiu-jitsu, world class referee now. What's the next mountain? Because you've climbed all these mountains so far. What is it for you now? Maybe as a coach or a competitor or as a referee? Are there certain? Have you still got targets, things that you want to do?
Me and Anderson, that's the guy. He invited me to go and run the academy with him, right? So that's our plan now. I'm thinking that's as I said in my life. So I like to do that. So that's the plan for now. I'm taking my wife as well with me this time. She's here with me here. Look, she's here with me. So yeah, I'm taking my wife with me on this journey now. We are planning to stay a couple of years there to building this academy. That's a big step for us, you know, in US as well. So yeah, I'm planning to be doing that. I'm planning to spread the world, the world jiu-jitsu. See, doing jiu-jitsu seminars because I have a couple academies that I give seminars in UK.
Yeah,
I have a couple academies in Australia. I have a couple academies in Vietnam. My students, that's my life, man. I will be doing that until my last day here. That's it.
Have you got anything else there? Is there anything left on your bucket list, say that you still want to achieve? Like, maybe I'd still like to maybe at least do that once, or maybe I could do that one once, or
yeah, that is one
that
competition
sort of
I
thing.
want. Yeah, that is one competition I want. You know, I have been in the ADCC as well. Yeah, and 2011 UK. You remember that was in ADCC in UK?
Yeah.
Right, and I don't have this competition. I'm not going to have it now because I'm a little bit old, but I want to have the Pan Pacific. Pan Pacific. I want the title, the Pan Pacific. So I'm aiming to that. So all the black belts from Australia, all the Asian, I'm gonna be ready for you guys. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna fight for this title. That's the only one I think that I'm aiming to now. So I might go back. That's the answer. I might go back and train again for the competition, if that's the thing. If that's I might come back. My wife wants to see me fight again, so I might come back.
I'll be rude not to.
I don't know, yeah, but I might come back. That's when the things is starting to tingling in you, like you want to come back.
Just one more, Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you
cool.
mean.
How many want? Just do it. Uh,
What about then now? So anyone listening to this, because obviously we've heard about your whole career, how you've gone through everything. What advice
mhm.
would you give? Because obviously jiu-jitsu now is in a different place than it was like when you started, and like you say, the access to things now, and dojos seem to be quite everywhere, like you're saying. What advice if someone? Well, first of all, for the person who's just started now, for the person who's maybe the arbitrator who's going on with it now, what advice would you give them nowadays about their
Right.
craft, about perfecting it? 'Cause we've talked about
All
different
right.
things anyway, but it's moved on so much now when it's everywhere. Let's just say, what advice would you be giving to anyone now who's partaking in the
Check
sport
the
and
academy.
training and
First thing, check where you're going to training. Check the coach background. If it's reliable or not. If he's a legitimate black belt or brown belt, whatever. I would say that I think that's the thing. Good school that you feel comfortable to train, that you feel welcome. You know, because people say that, oh no, changing the academy, because before, I'm old school. Before, when the guy was changing the academy, we call it creant, or like a trader, let's say like that.
yeah.
But those days, nowadays, we treat them as a welcome client, let's say like that.
Hmm.
So we need to deliver good things as well. If they are our clients, they are our students, right? They need to be comfortable in the academy, right? They need to feel comfortable. So I would say to all that are going to start today, look, find a good coach, see the background, check the background if he's a good coach, if he's a legitimate, and see if you feel welcome at the academy. You know, because you're gonna pay a lot. BJJ is not cheap. You see,
Yeah.
you pay like I don't know how is UK now, but a 55 unlimited, yeah, 100, for unlimited classes a week. So check before you go. Make like a 3 or 4 free classes before, like welcome classes. You see, to see like a intro class. I call intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I call intro class. So do the intro class. See if you like it. See if you like the atmosphere. If you like the coach, and then go from there. I think that's it. That's I think that's the thing. You need to be comfortable when you come to the place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not gonna go anywhere. I was like that.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay. And my last question for you really is
Right.
what's next for jiu-jitsu? Because we've already it's expanding. You've got a new gym coming. Other people got new gym coming. Where do you see
Right.
it in say the next 10, 20 years? Because UFC have bought into
I
jiu-jitsu now. They've got a
people.
brand. Other people are trying to piggyback on it now because they're seeing the value in it. What do you think's next?
People say that BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in si, is not going for the Olympic Games. Yeah, but it was my dream to go to the Olympic Games. I would like to Jiu-Jitsu goes to the Olympic Games, and there is a federation in UAE that's starting to do that, starting to build that thing. It's a little bit different. They call a little bit different. They call Jiu-Jitsu, something like that. But they starting to put in Jiu-Jitsu in the good way to be an Olympic, sport. So I would be so before I die, I would like to see Jiu-Jitsu in the Olympic Games. They said that it's gonna put it all down. It's gonna be like a taekwondo. It's gonna be like a judo. It's a lot of you know bad stuff is happening with them because of this. Mate, there's a good sport guy and a bad sport guys. There's a good organizations and the bad organizations. Always like that, you know. But I don't know. I don't know where it's going. But I would like to see it. I would like to see it because it's going so amazingly up, jiu-jitsu. Lots of good opportunities, as you said. Lots of good things are happening. Lots of good competitions. You see, why not? Why
No,
not?
definitely, definitely.
Why not? Yeah, why
Yeah,
not put it?
it deserves to be in the Olympic because
I think
some of the other things that
we
we've seen. We had breakdancing a little while ago. Surely we can have jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I think that's my opinion. Lots of people gonna say to you or gonna not agree with me. It's all right. We still, we're still talking. You know, agree, I agree. We still meet in the middle. All right,
Yeah.
it's all right. But my opinion would be amazing. For me, it would be amazing because I love jiu-jitsu. It's all my life, and I would like to see jiu-jitsu all the time, just going up, going up, going up. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. And for me to reach the top would be our Olympic game. You see,
Excellent,
because then
excellent. Well, have you got any like just any final words, anything else you'd like to say, or any shout outs, things like that as well, that for our listeners, just to round out? 'Cause I might have missed something that you really wanted to get in or whatever. Have you got any like final thoughts?
got lots of people, that putting me here as well. Uh, I think I have um, mm, a good friend as well that me took me to jiu-jitsu into let's say professionally.
Yeah,
Hector, uh, Anderson, I would say there's Rogerio. Lots of people. I would like not to put it names because they're going to be sad if I put a lot of names and I put it down.
yeah,
So I'm just saying that all the people that make it happen, all the people that give me a lot of good things, putting me up when I was down. I love them and their fans as well. Please, thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much for the help, all the love, because this, this is what happened. This, sometimes I'm being like thinking, if it wasn't those people, I wouldn't be here.
mm.
Life, lots of people. Let's say like this. I'm not gonna say names. Let's say like no, no,
No,
not
that's
gonna
okay.
say.
That's okay.
They're gonna be upset if
Um,
I don't say. So
no, that's
you
right. That's
know,
right.
thank you very much for that, all of you. Because that's it.
And,
I love you.
and if anyone listening to this wants to get hold
Yeah.
of you or contact you for seminars, coachings, refereeing, anything else, you're a very busy man. And what is the best way for them to get hold of you?
Uh, if you could put it after that, my Instagram,
Yeah, I can link that
the
in on the
Instagram,
show
my
notes. Yeah, I can do
Instagram,
that
yeah,
for you.
they're gonna reach me out really good. My email as well, that Raphael Dos Santos, Raphael with the PH, Raphael Dos Santos BJJ at gmail.com. So one more time, Raphael with the PH, everything together, Raphael Dos Santos BJJ at gmail.com. They're gonna reach me out as well. So I'll be ready to give you my effort, all what I know for you guys. If you want me to teach you a seminar or something like that, I'll be really appreciated and glad to do it.
Well,
Thank you
that's
very much.
excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. It's
You
been
man, thank you.
awesome
It was a
chatting to you,
pleasure.
and I'll probably think of another million questions later on, so I'll probably have to get you back again.
Yeah.
Because
Was a pleasure.
there's so
Thank you very
much,
much for
you've done
that.
so much, and it's a good fit. So, no, thank you. I know you're a busy man and on the other side of the world to me at the moment, but you
Nice to
managed to
meet
fit
you
us
as
in today,
well.
so it's
May,
really appreciated.
thank you. You too, man. Really pleasure to be here in the show.
Thank you, Raphael, for joining us today across from Brazil, where you took time out your busy day in training to speak to us. It was very, very much appreciated. Now, I have been your host, Brett Summers, and this has been the Grappler Rise Show. Our next episode will drop next Thursday at 7 a.m. UK time. If you like to watch our episodes, you can catch it on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe and enable the notifications. Maybe join in on the chatter on there. Help build up our little community. If you like to listen to your podcasts, we are available on Apple Podcasts, Audible, Spotify, and all the normal podcast apps. Again, please, like, review us, follow us, subscribe on there. It really does help. There's a big cavern of podcasts out there, and we're trying to claw our way closer to the top, to the light. And every little thing you do like that will really help raise us above everyone else. So it will be very, very much appreciated. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can get everything that we do at our mothership, the grapplerguide.com. But we are also on Facebook, Instagram, and all those other lovely social media outlets that are out there. But as I say, this week is now drawn to a close. We'll see you next week with another guest. So stay safe and stay on the mats.